Okay, so this recording is about the Facebook dilemma. My name is Latoya Jones, by the way. Facebook was started by Mark Zuckerberg. It was started to be an online directory for college students initially, but it grew pretty rapidly, and now they have billions of users. Facebook motto was to move fast and break things, and their mission was to always give people the power to share in order to make the world more open and connected. The growth of Facebook came with many changes. It came with a lot of issues as well. A lot of issues concerning privacy, politics, certain technology issues. Facebook has been slow to understand how it could be used for bad things. They were more focused on the good things, so being able to share, being able to connect with other people, being able to learn about things that was going on in the world, but more from a positive standpoint. Facebook used algorithms to be able to, it would collect the user's data, and it was designed for the user to continue to see what they wanted to see. So users would like things, and they would see more of things that they like, whether they like the page. That would increase advertisement. It would affect the different types of language that you would type in your messages on the news feed. You would pull into, it would pull in a lot of different things that you want to see. So it didn't matter whether it was negative or positive, because the news feed was unable to differentiate between the two. And also Facebook didn't really do anything to try to monitor that. They didn't create any special tools or any type of system to monitor that content that was being put out there. So if an algorithm was a negative comment or a negative post, and you liked it, then that would be something that would continue to show up on your newsfeed. It'd be at the top of the list. If it was shared so many times, that's something that it would reach more people, because more people liked it, more people shared it. So instead of it sharing good things, it would necessarily share bad things. There were also a lot of privacy concerns. The Federal Trade Commission became concerned with Facebook, and they were with the data that they were sharing to third-party developers. These were developers that usually dealt with a lot of game apps. They really didn't have any knowledge of who was receiving the data, and they also didn't make it clear to the public on how the data that they gave Facebook was being used. So the data that we gave Facebook, they were not clear with us on how it was being used. Eventually, they ended up settling with the Federal Trade Commission with a consent order to an agreement to fix the problem. There was also a concern of fake news being created, and they also said that fake news was created to influence the 2016 election, and eventually they traced that back to the Russian government. There wasn't a real awareness of the misinformation that was given out on Facebook. The problems didn't really get addressed by Facebook, and Facebook was at one point even accused of contributing towards the election because of the advertisements that displayed on the user's news feed. And the reason that there were more advertisements on Facebook during using the user's news feed is because of the algorithms that they used. My personal opinion about Facebook And the dilemma is, I believe that the intentions were good for Facebook to create a better world, being connected with other people. I don't believe that there was a malicious intent to allow a lot of things that went on go on. I also don't believe that there was careful thought and planning when it came to address a lot of the privacy issues, the fake news, and things like that. I think that they were somewhat naive and negligent, and I think that I don't know if they really thought that it was a problem that was going to fix itself or go away, but I think they should have took a little bit more time and care into, especially with the privacy concern, like being a little more careful with the data that you share, and especially when it comes to other people's privacy. So I do think that that is something that Facebook has a really big responsibility to take care of. As far as the fake news goes, I think that they should also, take some responsibility for that. But I also believe that the user has a responsibility to do their own research and to be able to formulate their own opinion about this particular news that they received. And not only that, I think that because the fake news is shared or because it's liked, it gets to the top of the news feed. It gets seen and shared more than the things that are really important that is supposed to be shared during that time. If I wanted to find something more positive, I wanted to see some information, some real news on a debate, or some real news as far as a presidential election or any type of election, I would have to actually search for that. That's not something that may not pop up in my news feed. I would have to look that up. I think that we as users do have to make sure that we're doing our proper research. And we do have to take responsibility to determine whether something is fake or not. My question to you is that, do you think Facebook is 100% responsible for the influence that fake news has on its users?